Hi guys, welcome back. So I wanted to do the Book Newbie channel. I think people still do this fairly often. However, I thought it'd be fun if people start watching my channel and watching my videos. I think it's a good way to get to know me. And plus it's just something to make and kind of get used to being in front of the camera. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? I have always loved reading. It's been, anytime somebody asks, what's your favorite hobby? What do you do for fun? I've always been that kid that says reading and writing. And it's just part of what makes me the most authentic. It was always a huge part of my life growing up. And then as I got older and started to get a little bit more insecure, it faded a little bit. It went in its waves. But in the last 5 years, I've really latched on to that part of myself that feels the most true, the most authentic. I'm not as insecure about my interests, and I own them now, which is great. Being an almost 30-year-old, it takes some time to feel confident sometimes in who you are and what you love. So I really wanted to start this channel just to get more of a community. That's why I have my Bookstagram and why I post random book things on TikTok and stuff, just to kind of gain that community. I have fallen in love with the book space on YouTube and Instagram in the last few years. In 2021, it was a huge safe space for me. And the time frame of 2020 to 2022 really was a huge learning curve for me as a human. So this became a safe space, and I just wanted to put my own footprint here. So that's why I started the channel and why I've kind of gotten more into it. The next question is, what makes my channel more unique? I would just hone in more on that authenticity. I don't consider myself a very basic person, but I have my basic moments. I love being one of the girls. I love the parts of being a girl that are trendy. I love being parts of the girl that are cool. That's part of the authenticity. I was always so determined to fit in and to be what everybody expected of me. And as I've gotten older, I've found my community, my people, my family, my friends, the village that I've created. I found those people that inspire me to be like everyone else, but also have my own seasonings of myself mixed in. I love Taylor Swift. I love reading. I love the cutesy little, I love the jelly cats. I love all the little things that make life fun. I love joy. I love feeling happy and confident. And wearing my hair like this is not something I would have done 3 years ago. There were people in my life that would have made me feel so insecure. And now I'm surrounded by a community of people in life that make me feel confident in that. And I just love that. And so I was like, you know what? I am gonna own those things that make me happy. And if it's online and people enjoy it, then that's all the better. I love that. So what's unique? Being myself in a world of people trying to be like everyone else. And I love writing, and I want to write a book, and I'm busy in my full-time job and all my daily activities, and I'm finding these times now to make videos because it makes me happy, and to make cute little montages of my morning because why not, and to record the writing process. And that's a big part of it for me, is to record this because I want to be a published author one day. I've wanted that since I was a little girl and I was writing in my composition notebooks, and that is all I've ever wanted. And that has been the one consistent thing my entire life. The jobs that I've done full-time have ebbed and flowed. My dreams in that way have ebbed and flowed, but being a writer and writing a book has always been constant, and that dream will not end anytime soon. So I wanted to document that too. Why I love reading, I feel like I've kind of touched on that, but to hone in on it more, it's always been the safe space. It's always been the perfect escape from reality, from family issues, drama, hardship growing up. It's always been those worlds that we can go to that make us feel safe and give us something to dream and give us something to be happy about or to picture. And it's so much fun. And I love the feeling that reading gives you. I guess I can start on like why I started reading. What got me into reading was when I was 7, I moved to a different state with my mom. She was getting remarried. But before I moved, my dad, my biological dad, he gave me my first Harry Potter book. And I know in this current day and age, in this climate, Harry Potter and that series, it has such a different imprint on the world in so many different ways. But when it comes to the creator of it, understandably, there is so much tension and conflict based on the things that she has said. However, and I'm not a part of the trans community, so I cannot touch on that. And that is not my community to speak about from a personal perspective. So what I can do is support and do what I can in that way. But when it comes to like what got me into reading, like it'd be a lie if I didn't say Harry Potter. My dad bought me the first book before I moved, and before he passed away, Harry Potter was our thing. It like my brothers got to enjoy it too. They're younger than me, and he got to like share it with them too, but I was the oldest kid. I was the one that he really gave the gift of it to, and it's what really got me into reading. My mom would always read to me as a kid, but the Harry Potter series is what got me into reading. It's what started my love of books, and it'd be a lie if I didn't say that. So that series, it will always have such a huge mark on my heart, and it doesn't take away all of the nuances that come with that now in the world that we currently live in, and how it has left a hole in so many other people's lives. And I don't negate that, but that's just the truth. So Harry Potter got me into reading. The love of it, the love of finding a story, the fantasticalness of it, the escapism, the found family, the hope, the dreams, the love, fighting the things that are bad. I think that is the biggest irony of the story, is so many people fell in love with it and now view the creator as the villain in their story, understandably. And I think the best part of our stories is that the best part of the story is it still instills that hope in that fight, that you can beat the bad guy. And I think now in 2025, we all need that. So I don't think that message has lost. But anyways, that is when I started reading, and that started the snowball effect of everything else that got me into stuff. So some of my favorite books, obviously childhood, Harry Potter, Twilight, those were huge ones. Specifically, the third one is the last book. I don't know if it was the third one, that it was the last movie my dad and I saw together before he passed away, and only him and I went to go see it, and it was a very, very special moment. Every single year on the anniversary of his passing, I have a Harry Potter marathon between myself and, you know, my husband, my best friends, anybody that comes. I keep it small sometimes I'll do something bigger, but in his honor, I always do a little Harry Potter marathon for my dad. But the third one is the most special to me because of that reason. The last one that we saw together. I think the last book he bought me was the fourth one. And then the movie was the third. And since then, after that, my mom took over the job. But the fave book, obviously. Matilda. I'd be hard pressed to find a reader that didn't impact them in any way. And if it hasn't impacted you, please read it and then watch the movie if you haven't, because it's just perfect. And then other favorite books, I grabbed a bunch, but this one, ACOTAR Book 2, Court of Mist and Fury. This one, in 2021, it healed parts of me that I didn't even realize needed healing. In this series, I'm due for a reread for this series because it got me through one of the hardest times of my life, and I would love to reread it now that those parts of me have healed. So that's a favorite. And there's so many. I grabbed just like a handful, and then another childhood one would be Purpose of Being a Wallflower. I think this got me through high school, and I think the movie was perfect. But this book, I think it was so unique when I read it, and there was nothing else like it. It felt just so new and true, and reading it in high school was just the cherry on top of it. And when the movie came out, like I think I fangirled for like 2 weeks straight. It was just everything I needed it to be. And then some other just quick ones. Stephen King, hands down, will always admire him, his story. So his memoir on writing, it is beautiful, about his life, about writing, about how he got into the craft, about how you hone the craft, how you become confident in it, and then just his life and how he got into the whole thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful book to read for people who just want to learn more about Stephen King, who want to learn about writing, or anybody who wants to perfect their craft, whether it's writing or not, just to learn more about how to hone it. But as a writer, this is a Bible. And then I'll just do a quick one. Gracier, huge favorite, beautiful dystopian, Handmaid's Tale, Hunger Games, Lord of the Flies collaboration all in one. It is a beautiful story, and I would love if the sequel would come out, but I don't think it will be. But this is such a good book. Like feminism, it's perfect. Home Before Dark, Riley Sager. This man, I already talked about his other book in my first video. This is the first one of his that I read in 2020, and it was perfect. So I love it. Alice Feeney, Daisy Darker, beautiful story. So many plot twists and turns. So good. Beach read, Emily Henry. First Emily Henry book I ever read. I flew through it. I read it on the beach. It was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. And then I just grabbed the illustration for... Hi.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'll clip it. It's all good. It's okay. Hi.
I'll come in the other way.
You're fine.
And are you farting in the background?
He is farting in the background,
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyways, illustrated version of Little Women. I also have another hard copy, but this is just a beautiful one. I think I found it at Half Price Books. But it's beautiful. The 2019 movie is picture perfect in my opinion. But I love Little Women. I love the story. I love the sisterhood. I love the women. I love the message of following your dream. I love fighting expectations of society. Just everything about it is beautiful. that's enough about my favorite books. I thought I grabbed a few. I grabbed way more than I thought. Challenges of starting a channel. Keeping up with it. I have a very busy job and I don't know exactly how I'm going to keep up with it, but I think that's the biggest challenge. And then just like finding the confidence to do certain things. You know, I'm excited to do it. I'm most excited for what can come of it, the community that it can bring. Also just excited about the possibilities, building a community of readers, of writers, and the different ways to just express myself and express my love of books and words and stories. I'm very excited for that. So as challenging as some of it can be, I'm very eager for what it can be. This is Charlie, by the way. Anyways. Okay, where I read at home. I read on my couch. I read in my bed. I read in my car. I read at Barnes & Noble, at the cafe. I read in parks sometimes. I feel like I mostly read at home, but audiobooks, like whether I'm cleaning, doing dishes, in the car, driving, definitely audiobooks. I'll read on road trips, sort of, usually on my Kindle, because surprisingly, I don't get headaches when I'm reading on my Kindle in the car. I used to read in the car as a kid all the time, and now I get nauseous. So I'll try to use my Kindle, especially when I'm in the car. And book collection, part of it's back there. That's a floor to ceiling. Well, not floor to ceiling, just a little bit more to the ceiling, but floor to almost ceiling shelf. So that's filled with a lot. A lot of that shelf is mostly fantasy, magical realism, horror, a lot of mystery and thriller books on there too. And then there is another shelf behind the couch that is filled with a couple shelves are like all DVDs, and then there's a bunch of other ones down there. So I can do like a pan through, but there's another shelf behind the couch, and then in my office space by my desk, I have a bunch of books over there too, in 2 different shelves. So and then at my parents' house, I still have a ton of books that a lot of are probably going to be donated because they're moving. But yeah, a lot of books back home. And then now in my adult life, the collection that I've merged is quite large. So lots of books there. I think that's basically everything. Yeah, my husband popped in this video. You didn't see him, but you heard him. He is the best. He's the biggest supporter, biggest fan. I love him to death. This is my cat, Charlie. He mentioned Bentley, our dog, who kept smelling up the space in this video. He is walking around. Our other cat, Salem, is walking around too. But this is my newbie tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. And I'm excited to make my next one. Thanks. Bye.